I chose the Naval Air Crewman career path because I thought being able to fly in helicopters and do search and rescue and the multitude of different missions we get to do would be a challenge for me, and I wanted to really get out there and prove to myself that I could do something big. Graduated college and wasn't left with a lot of job opportunities, so I thought joining the Navy would be a good way to do something different. I'm Naval Air Crewman Petty Officer 2nd Class Joey Fiotti. I joined the Navy to be a part of a team and get to do things that I wouldn't get to do in my regular life. At 25, it's pretty incredible to say that I'm in charge of a multi-million-dollar aircraft. If I could describe the MH-60 Sierra in one word, I think it would be awesome. The MH-60 Sierra's mission set is very vast and has a multitude of missions that we can do. Things like search and rescue or anti-surface warfare, combat search and rescue, personnel recovery. We do a lot of different things in a helicopter. And AWS's primary job is to be a tactical air crewman and perform the different missions to the best of our ability. One of the biggest ones we do is search and rescue, and that involves us being in the helicopter, getting a call that someone's in trouble, and us jumping into the water, saving them, picking them out of the water in order to help them. Vertical replenishment is when we take cargo from one ship to another ship utilizing the helicopter. So we fly back and forth between the ships, picking up cargo and dropping them off to the other side. Our different missions with Spec Ops support involves a lot of working with teams, SEAL teams, EOD teams, and a multitude of Special Operations Forces support. To say that I'm in the back calling the shots and making sure that we all get home safely is pretty cool to think about.
The Fire Scout is the MQ-8 Bravo or the new MQ-8 Charlie. It is a remotely operated helicopter. I am AWS-1, Aaron Hill. One of the biggest reasons for the development of the Fire Scout is to be able to provide 24-hour surveillance coverage for the ship that is deploying off of. It could also be used for long-range communications platform and then relay those vital comms to the battle group commanders.
I'm AWR-2, Jacob Whitney. So the aircraft platform I fly in is the MH-60 Romeo. If I had to describe the MH-60 Romeo in one word, that word would probably be powerful. It accomplishes many different missions and it helps the entire fleet out. A Romeo's primary job would be anti-submarine warfare and surface warfare, so tracking submarines and also tracking what's on the surface of the water. Some of the secondary mission sets are non-combat operations such as SAR, VERT-REP, things like that. When you first have contact on a submarine, you start off by trying to identify what kind that is. After you get that, you have to maintain that track on it to continue to know which direction, which area that submarine is going, so that it's safe for all people on the ship as well as the aircraft flying around. But you go through plenty of training to help prepare you for those situations. So as a rescue swimmer, you have a motto, and that motto is, "So others may live." So others may live doesn't just incorporate SAR. It also refers to anti-submarine warfare, surface warfare, and electronic warfare.
The most important thing that we do in all of our missions is get everybody safely from point A to point B. Whether that be picking somebody up who's got shot down or picking someone up out of the water who is stranded on a boat, the most important thing is keeping them alive. And so that's where So Others May Live comes into all of our missions. Had I not joined the Navy, I'd probably be sitting in an office, plugging numbers into a spreadsheet, and living a pretty average life.
Receiving my Naval Air Crewman wings was a big deal. It's a feeling that you will never feel in your life unless you're part of that brother or sisterhood.
I was extremely happy. It was a long process, and to get pinned by my mentor was a great feeling. It was a long journey, and I knew that it was just beginning.
Hangar Bay 3 is a large portion for supplies. They call it the supply mountain. As a carrier, we're pretty lucky. We carry on board a lot of the stuff that's needed. We've got a lot of our fast-moving parts. We'll pull one of these down from the mountain, go back there into the jet shop, and they'll do what they need to fix it up and put it back on the bird.
Maintenance officer's main job is to execute the mission, make sure that the aircraft are up. That deals with making sure that we have the right supplies, the right support equipment, the right personnel to fix the aircraft.
We've got giant parts all the way from cockpit canopies to flaps and wings, stuff that might go down on a bird.
As far as maintainers, we have approximately 300. We go from Work Center 110 over here, and they're the mechanics. We have the airframers, Work Center 120. We have the LSs who deal with supply. We have the AZs who deal with logs and records of the aircraft. We also have the AMEs who deal with ALSS, the PRs, parachute riggers. A lot of my job has to do with planning. We plan on the aircraft's maintenance about a year out. As far as the day-to-day stresses, that comes with the aircraft braking. That really dictates the pace that we work at. Here in the squadron, we have FOD, which is foreign object debris control, making sure that no small pieces get into the aircraft or into our engines. We have our tool control program to take account of all the tools that we use on the aircraft. We have our safety observers, as well as our quality assurance guys that look over our technicians to make sure we're doing the right job.
We use a system called Our Supply. Our Supply is our inventory management system as well as our financial management system. It shows everything that we have on board, where it's at, how many we have.
The most challenging part of what I do is just dealing with personalities, motivating your sailors to do the right thing, keeping them up to the task. You have a lot of responsibility. You can affect change in the squadron. Many of the officers that eventually retire in my specific rating become civilian contractors for bigger companies. They would be executives for procurement, logistics directors. If you like working with your hands, you like working with people and learning about logistics of aircraft. This is a good field for you.
A lot of people think that we shoot torpedoes every day. We're responsible for the torpedoes, yes, but once we fire the torpedoes, bad things are gonna happen.
SSBN, SSGN, and SSN. Our rate is very similar to gunner's mate on surface.
A torpedoman is responsible for the safety and security of the ship. We're responsible for all ordnance, whether it be torpedoes, countermeasures, small arms, responsible for all of that. Our normal manning is 6. We have 4 systems that we have to take care of.
Pre-launch, Tube 2. Torpedo attack center, pre-launch, torpedo Tube 2.
A lot of our work is dedicated to maintaining the torpedo tubes.
Unlocking pin train, all in, stand clear. Tube train, unlocking the breach door, all in, stand clear. Clear. Clear pin train, shape of motion.
There's a lot of seawater systems that require greasing and also doing integrity checks on the tubes as well.
So we index the weapon to the pivot tray. Pivot tray is what actually pivots the weapon to 6 degrees so we can load the weapon.
Shape lock pin train, start rabbits.
So we work as a team.
Rabbits in motion.
I'm up forward as the weapon's going into the tube. We also support the 3-inch launcher delivery system for countermeasures and all of the ship's small arms. Small arms are important to us because we use those to defend the ship in case of a terrorist attack. We have vital systems to national security on our boat and we need to defend the ship. Countermeasures are devices we'll launch from the ship if, like say, another torpedo is headed straight for us.
We'll load the countermeasure and it'll distract the enemy, make loud noises in the water. They can't see us or hear us.
There's a lot to know. I have to know a lot about the boat outside of my rate. That's pretty challenging, but I like the challenge of getting to know the boat as well as I can.
For 100 years now, America's greatest asset has been submarines, and it's all due to the torpedo. That's what makes the torpedo cool.
Stand by.
3, 2, 1, 0.